Hey guys, today's video is going to be about my journey with content creation and how it led me to this point and how I was able to monetize it. This video might be all over the place because I don't really have a plan for it. I'm not an expert at social media and I don't want to claim to be. I'm not telling you that if you do the things that I did that you will get the same result. I'm just going to tell you my story and my journey in hopes of inspiring you, and maybe you'll start to make videos as well. So let's just start from the beginning of when I started posting on TikTok. I've been posting on Instagram for my friends and family ever since Instagram became a thing, but I started posting on TikTok in 2020 during lockdown. I know, very original. Not. One of my very close friends encouraged me to start making videos on TikTok because honestly, I was not really open to it. I thought TikTok was for kids. I didn't even have TikTok at that point. I thought it was like a kids app where kids kind of make dances and things like that. But really, I had no idea. I was just making an assumption. So I took her advice and I downloaded TikTok. And I started to make videos. If you scroll all the way down on my TikTok, you will see I truly had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know how to put sounds, music and sounds on my videos. Anyways, this was probably, in my opinion, the best time or a good time to start posting on social media because it wasn't quite as saturated as it is now. I'm not saying it is too late though. You can always start now. But I did get lucky, I think, in that sense. And there definitely were not a lot of professional ballet dancers posting at that time. There were only a handful of ballet dancers and most of them were students. So anyways, I started posting in 2020 and I still remember the first video that went viral. The views just kept skyrocketing. I mean, at that point, 1,000 views is a lot. And it just kept going and going into the several hundreds of thousands, and then it reached 1 million and then 2 million, and I was shocked and honestly didn't know what to do with myself because all of a sudden you have these eyes on you, all kinds of comments. It was really weird for me, honestly, just like not used to it. So anyways, overall, I had a very good response on my videos. So many people were interested in the life of a ballet dancer, so many kind comments, and I started to get comments about people being inspired by me or inspired to start back at ballet or start ballet as an adult. And I started to see my videos as something really positive in people's lives. Plus, I really loved making the videos. At this point, I wasn't making any money. I genuinely loved making the videos, and I still do. It is a huge creative outlet for me aside from dancing, and I love it. I really love to film, come up with ideas, edit, and then share with you the results. So that's something that has never changed and it's something that I still really enjoy. I haven't lost that at all. But anyways, back to 2020, I wasn't making any money and I never even thought about money. It wasn't about money. It never has been about money and it's still not about money. I just enjoy sharing my life with you and hopefully spreading some positivity and light in the world the way that it is now. So it just kept growing and I never could have imagined that it would grow to what it has. I was incredibly consistent with my posting, and that's probably the biggest tip I have for anyone that wants to post on social media and grow their platforms is consistency. You're growing a community, or that's how I think of it. It's a community of people that can come together and enjoy this art form, right? So I was posting on TikTok a lot, more than I am now. I would come to the studio and post, I think, at least 5 to 6 videos per day, which I know is crazy, but I really do think that that is what helped me get out there in the algorithm and reach more people, and that's what made my audience grow very quickly. Again, combined with the fact that it was 2020 and there weren't that many ballet dancers at that point. So anyways, we come out of lockdown, and I didn't stop. If anything, I was more motivated than ever. I loved sharing everything in the studio. Now that I was able to perform again in theaters out of lockdown, I was so excited to share all the backstage and all of the behind the scenes that goes into rehearsing, performing, all of that, which if you guys have been watching me, you know I love to share all of that. So then that was just pretty much primarily TikTok at this point. A couple of years ago, I also incorporated YouTube. So YouTube, I've only been taking seriously. It's probably been 2.5 years now. And YouTube historically is harder to grow an audience than TikTok, in my experience, and also I've heard other creators say the same thing. So with YouTube, I also had to start from scratch, and I had to make sure that I was being consistent. Again, no money, or very little. I can't remember with YouTube. I think they make you have like a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of likes and a certain amount of watch time hours from your followers or subscribers, and then you can monetize. So I was very consistent in posting on YouTube Shorts, not so much long form. Long form is something that, I'm still not that consistent with, as you guys know, just because it is a lot on my plate. But Vlogmas, I do Vlogmas every year. But anyways, on YouTube, I was just being consistent on Shorts. And around the time that I started YouTube is when I was monetizing my TikTok as well. I know this video is all over the place, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. But monetizing TikTok, I became part of the creator fund, because they have a creator fund basically, and I'm pretty sure you also have to have a certain amount of followers, and you have to be 18, I believe. But you can do research on this if you're interested in going in that direction. But basically the creator fund would pay us a certain amount of money per view, or per 100 views or something like that, for all videos. And it was actually a lot better back then to make some kind of substantial amount of money to help you monthly on TikTok. Now, TikTok only pays creators for videos that are over a minute long, which can be a little challenging because TikTok isn't really somewhere where I'm always doing minute-long videos. I just post whatever I want. I'm not putting stress on myself to have it be over a minute long. But anyways, that is what it is now. TikTok used to pay creators a lot better back a couple years ago, and now it's really barely anything, even though I have 1.5 million followers on there and I get pretty consistent views. They've really reduced their pay. Maybe it's because there's so many more creators now. But anyways, YouTube, if I were to give you some tips on my experience, you can make more money on YouTube through views. So let's go back to where I was posting consistently on YouTube Shorts, trying to grow my audience on YouTube, just to kind of diversify the platforms that I'm on so that it's not all just TikTok. So I did that. I did TikTok and YouTube, and then I started to take my Instagram a little bit more seriously as well. And I have been able to grow that following there as well. All of this to say that I'm just posting my life, right? And I just enjoy posting. I so enjoy engaging with you guys, looking at your comments and posting what you like to see. So the monetary part of it, the income, that was all just like a result of me following what I love to do and one of my passions, which is creating videos. And of course, my biggest passion in life, which is ballet. So I truly believe if you follow your heart and follow your passion, that's going to come across in your videos, and people are going to want to stick around and watch your journey. I think that's true in my case, and I also follow other people that I love to watch, and it's usually because they're following their passion and they are very genuine people on their social media as well. So I was able to grow my audience on YouTube fairly quickly. Very, very grateful for that. And I can confidently say that you definitely make more of an income on YouTube than TikTok. unless you've got like 20 million followers, and I'm sure it's a big amount on TikTok as well. But in my experience, YouTube pays more, but it can be difficult to get paid on YouTube. What I mean is to get to that point to where they'll pay you, like to get all the things that they require on the list, the subscriber count, all of the watch time hours. I can't remember the whole list, but it did take a lot of time to get to that point before you're even paid. And then the other thing I wanted to say is working with brands also really helps supplement income. So if you're able to look into brand deals and working with brands, I would highly recommend that. I also highly encourage you to not just take every brand deal that comes your way. I have turned down so many brand deals that were pretty good pay because they didn't align with me, what I believe in my lifestyle. I refuse to work with anyone that doesn't align with me, because then I would just be doing it for the money, and that just doesn't work for me. Like, I'm being straight up and honest with you, that does not work for me, because then I'm gonna lose your trust. And that is one of the most precious things I could have, is your trust in me. I want you to have trust in me because I am being genuine. And the things that I share with you are truly things that I like. The brands that I work with are truly brands that I use and love. And I want to keep it that way. So there have been brands that reached out to me that are not cruelty-free, that would like to pay me pretty good money, or something that isn't good for your body. I can't really say, but something that's not good for your body. Or the other thing, I've had people with companies that want to track weight loss and count calories. Huge strike. I would never do that. So my advice to you is, do not take every brand deal just because they want to pay you money, if you want to keep that genuine side to your content. I understand that a lot of people aren't in a position to turn down brand deals because they're in a position where they absolutely need money and they have families to feed. I completely understand that. But you have to also look at the big picture and look down the line. If you take every brand deal and it doesn't align with you, then your audience will not stick around. And then was it even worth it in the long run? I hope I'm making sense, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I see it as like a big picture. I want to keep building a safe, warm community of trust and kindness and respect. And if I take a deal that doesn't align with my lifestyle, then I'm not respecting you, honestly, because I'm not being genuine to you and you watching my videos. But that is a big one. I would recommend, if you can, start to research how to get brand deals and work with brands you love. That's a great way to supplement your income as well. Ballet dancers, if you want to post on social media and you want to build a following, my biggest tips for you are to film the in-between moments. People love to see what we do behind the scenes that isn't on stage. I mean, of course, share the performance part as well, but we have such a unique world, this little ballet world of ours, and a lot of people don't know all the little things that we do, even though it's such a normal part of our life. So my recommendation to the ballet dancers that want to start sharing, or you are sharing already, just show what's behind the curtain, what's backstage, what's in the wings. How do you get ready in the dressing room? Always be respectful of other people around you. Don't film people that don't want to be filmed. Don't film in ballet classes where other people behind you don't want to be filmed. If you can film your rehearsals, ask permission, film your rehearsals, and post the reality of ballet, that it's not all pink sparkles and happiness all the time. It takes a lot of hard work and training, showing up for yourself every day. So that would be my biggest tips for ballet dancers, is just be real, show what our life is like, and show all of those in-between moments that make ballet so special, that so many people don't even know about, because not many of us are sharing it. So now fast forward to 2026, I have built this audience and community that I'm so proud of and I love so much and I'm so grateful for. And now I'm at a point where I can have an income from social media outside of what I get paid to perform, because unfortunately 95% of ballet dancers have to have a job outside of ballet and outside of performing, because ballet usually does not pay a lot, at least here in the United States. So most dancers have other jobs, second, third jobs, nannying, pet sitting, waitressing. A lot of them are ballet teachers at different ballet schools, or part-time assistants or front desk people at ballet schools, or anywhere really. And mine is just social media. So I hope this gave you some insight on my journey and how I got to where I am now. I'm constantly learning, constantly growing. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I just wanted to share my journey because I did ask you guys if you were interested in this kind of video, and I got a lot of comments saying that you are. So I hope maybe this inspired you to get started if you want to. And if not, I hope you still enjoyed this video and learning a little bit more on the behind the scenes of monetizing on social media as a professional ballet dancer. I'm sure I forgot to mention some things, probably gonna think of them once I'm done editing this video. But if you have any questions below, please let me know. I try to be as open as possible and just share with you my experiences in hopes of helping you and helping you in your journey and whatever direction you want to take social media, if that's what you choose to do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.